Strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. When the road gets bumpy, you don't leave the car. You put the seatbelt on. Don't hold the younger you to the standards you hold yourself to today. Whatever you're not changing, you're choosing. There is more power in your choices than in your circumstances. Memories are always special. Sometimes we laugh by remembering the days we cry, and sometimes we cry by remembering the days we laughed. That's life. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else. Trust is built over the life of a relationship, but can be lost in an instant if you're not careful. Be the person you needed when you were younger. Failure is luck, whose meaning you have yet to understand. Strive to be the man you want your daughter to marry. Don't make decisions when you're angry. Don't make promises when you're happy. Learn to be content and happy by yourself. If you need a company to be happy, then it will make you weak. The people with the worst past can create the best future. Accepting a negative experience is a positive experience. Don't try to fit in where you're not wanted. The only thing constant in this world is change. No excuses, because excuses don't solve your problems. Instead of worrying about what you cannot control, shift your energy to what you can create. The pain you've been feeling can't compare to the joy that is coming. Don't let emotions affect your life, no matter if those emotions are your own or someone else's. You can make all the mistakes you want, just don't make the same one twice. Make sure your worst enemy doesn't live between your own two ears. Your value is not determined by someone else's inability to see your worth. Trust wisely and not blindly. It's easier to get into a thing than out of it. Do not chase people who are walking out of your life. When nothing can go wrong, it will. You can't give your life more time, so give your time more life. Never give up. You don't know how close you may already be. You may not realize this, but the people you love are your biggest weaknesses. What other people think of you is none of your business. Everyone is jealous of what you have. No one is jealous of how you got it. In order to love who you are, you cannot hate the experiences that shaped you. When you're working for someone else's dream, you sacrifice your own To reach somewhere, you need to leave something behind. It's best to leave things at the right time, otherwise, you are left with too many regrets and complaints. Don't be afraid to make a hard choice. The hard choices are the best you end up making. Action is 10 times more valuable than reading and planning. Experience is the best teacher. Your mind gives up a lot faster than your body. A calm sea will not make you a skilled sailor. You aren't always responsible for the first thought you have, but you are responsible for the second one. Never be so kind you forgot to be clever, and never be so clever you forgot to be kind. We have 2 lives, and the second begins when we realize we only have one. Nothing in life that is worth having comes easy. Waiting for change while not doing anything for it is like waiting for the train at a bus stop. At some point, you will realize no one else has a say in your life unless you let them. Any thought you have about the future is a delusion. Resentment is like taking poison and waiting for the other person to die. The pain you're avoiding is the lesson you need to grow. Things work out when you least expect them. Life has a funny way of surprising us when we're not looking for it. You will only know true freedom when you no longer wish to impress anyone. Never let success go to your head, and never let failure go to your heart. Change is never painful. Only resistance to change is painful. Life is like a piano. White keys represent happiness and black shows sadness. But as you go through life's journey, remember that the black keys also create music. It's possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life. You're going to make a lot of people mad doing what's right for you. You will never remember the days and nights you stay home and do nothing. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it is a quiet voice at the end of the day saying, "I will try again tomorrow." There's a lot of things worth caring about. Be afraid, but do it anyway. If you are impatient, life will always be harder. Patience can do wonders. Trust is easy to build, but can be shattered in seconds. Nothing is ever as easy as it seems. The harder your past was, the more beautiful your future will be. Holding on to things will always make you more stressed. Respect yourself, because people can see if you don't. Anyone you love can die, anytime. Cherish them. Never share your problems with friends before finding a solution, no matter how challenging it is. Listen to the people who tell you what you don't want to hear. Learn from what people do, not from what they tell you. See people for who they are, not who you need them to be. Never jump to conclusions. Be discerning and let people show you their true colors. Self-pity is dangerous. Stay away from it. You spend all your health initially for wealth, and then you spend all your wealth for one day of good health. It is not a lack of time. It is a lack of priority. What would you do if you weren't afraid? There are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. People often confuse stress with responsibility. Someone once told me the meaning of hell. On your last day on the earth, the person you became will meet the person you could have become. Everything outside of this moment is just imagination. We are all the bad guy in someone's story. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. The reason you want to be better than someone else is the reason why you aren't. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. Be not afraid of moving slowly. Be only afraid of standing still. The only time you should look into someone else's bowl is to make sure they have enough. Keep breaking your heart until it opens. Remember when you wanted what you currently have. If you are unhappy, you are doing something wrong.